Hello everyone, Warrior Angel here and welcome back once more to Valkyria Chronicles. It has been a little while since I've done an episode for the series, or to be honest with you, anything on the channel, but you'll be glad to hear I am back. I've managed to get a new computer to replace my previous one that failed on me, and we'll be able to continue the series as per usual, because I don't know about you guys, part of me is actually looking forward to finishing this series. I've looked back on the first episode, I should say, of this series, and it actually came out about a year and a half ago. So it's been nearly, 18 months since I started this series, and we're still a couple of chapters from the finish. So I'll just be glad not only to start a new game to replace this one, but also to have a conclusion to the story, because I've been enjoying it so far. I just would like to see what happens when we get to the end. So we only got a couple more chapters to go. I think it's chapter 19 is the finished one, so a little bit longer to go, but we'll be done then. So before we go into the recap though, I have to make a bit of a confession. You might have noticed this is actually chapter 17, and I'm actually on 3A. Now what happened was I actually attempted to record this episode about a week ago, and it took me ages. I got over 2 hours of footage from the final attempt of me actually doing this. I actually had to play the battle a couple of times and pretty much restart each thing because of how badly it went, and I managed to win pretty well. However, I went to do the video and process it, and found I actually missed out about half the commentary for the episode, so I had to go back and basically start again. And that means I'm going to have to go back and just continue here. So hopefully the episode's going to be done a bit more quickly, the chapter I should say. Not only that, but what I've decided to do for the future episodes of the series is to stick to about an hour-long episode. This is mainly down just to internet issues. I've got pretty slow internet where I'm living at the moment, and it takes me ages to upload a video as it is. So trying to upload a 2-hour-long episode, say, or an hour and a half like I've been typically doing, it can take ages. So just by cutting it down to even just an hour, it really does help upload it more quickly. So what I'll do is, halfway doing about an hour into this, I'm just going to save the game where it is, and we'll continue as per usual the next time. So, with all that said and done, let's have a bit of a recap about what's happened in the story thus far, because it has been a few months since I actually did an episode. So if I go back, say, 2 chapters roughly. This is just me going off the top of my head about the story. I might be a bit iffy on 1 or 2 bits, but we'll be okay. So what happened is we attacked Citadel Gallia. We had the train operation bit here where we had to take a train full of explosives in order to get into the walls. We then had to fight Selvaria, the Imperial's Valkyria, who was making her last stand. We managed to defeat her, capture her as a prisoner. Unfortunately, that arrogant bastard of a general that really doesn't like militia, the guy with the mustache, I can never remember his name, decided to take her as his prisoner instead. Take all the credit for it. She then decided to unleash the greatest of her abilities. She sacrificed herself with her flame in order to blow up the citadel and destroy pretty much all of Gallia's forces. So as you can see, we've got this rather pretty looking explosion here, and it's unfortunately left us with very little in the way of troops. We've only got the militia and maybe a couple of other units scattered around Gallia. What hasn't helped the situation then is the Motor thing. This is a giant land battleship, and I mean it's massive. It's making its way towards what's the name of the capital again? Radgriz? Yeah, Radgriz. So we tried and divert it. We managed to go down a valley where we managed to sort of blow up certain entrances, so it was forced to make its way down a particular avenue in order to be ambushed by our tanks. That didn't work out, to say the least. It meant then that Alicia here decided to unleash her Valkyria side. She managed to do a bit of damage, and she was almost going to sacrifice herself, if I remember right. However, Welkin managed to pretty much get through to her and calm her down, bring back her human side, and sort of confess his feelings to her. Although, I don't know, personally, I remember just feeling a bit disappointed about how he did it. I think he could have been a bit more expressive, considering this is building up for chapters and chapters. But who am I to argue? So we're now left with us trying to make our way back to Mandgris in order to defend the capital against the Motor. Unfortunately though, we're going to be in a bit of a situation where we have to fight the General Yeager, or Yeager Bomb, as I kept calling him during the previous episode. Well, when I tried to do the recording anyway, it just happened to come up. So we're going to go back and we're going to do part 1, which is Champion of a Lost Land. So, see you guys in a mo.
Sir, we're almost to the Great Vassal Bridge.
Good. Once we cross that, Rangrease is just a hop, skip, and a jump away.
The enemy is deployed, blocking the bridge!
Those tanks are... That's Yeagers' battalion.
Nice of you to join us, my militia friends. Nothing personal, but the road ends here. My country, Firald, needs Maximilian support to regain its independence, you see. And if it means getting Firald back, I don't mind playing the man's guard dog.
General Yeager! The Gallians are attacking, sir!
Let them attack. We'll show them what the tank brigade's made of.
So there we go, we're going up against the Imperial's main tank commander, which is going to make the battle a lot more difficult than you might think. Thankfully it is not too difficult, it's just a couple of the tactics that he's done is a bit different compared to fighting a normal tank. Well, you'll encounter those in the next bit. But first of all, we're going to do this extra bonus scene, A Friendship Lost. Just shows you a little bit more about one of Welkin's friends that we've met earlier in the game.
Lieutenant Faldio lands it? Get in.
At least I get a roof over my head. I feel bad for the men on the front lines.
I don't get it. How did 2 squad leaders wind up in a fight? Thought you were friends.
No friend could do what I did to him. Now this is supposed to be solitary. Leave me alone, would you?
Just don't do anything stupid for the next 10 days.
Welkin. How do we get to thinking about the war so differently from one another? I figured we'd be friends as old men. I still wish that were possible. But I can't deny the feeling that Gallia needs power to survive either. I hope we get the chance to talk this out. To talk about the Gallia we want as old men.
So that's a bit of a recap for those of you that can't remember who Faldio is. Faldio is one of the other squad leaders of the militia, a friend of Welkin's from university, and he's an archaeologist. We first meet him in one of the very early chapters when we come across him and the rest of his squad in a Valkyria ruin in an area which is known as the Deadlands or Badlands. It was an area where a big explosion had taken place and a lot of people blame the Darksons, the dark-haired people in the game, for what happened. So when they were there, Alicia managed to open a doorway which was only opened to Valkyria, and Faldio realised who and what she was. When he encountered then Savaria for the first time, he realised that Gallia will need a Valkyria of their own to defend themselves against Savaria. So he sort of conspired to bring about Alicia's change, including basically stealing a sniper rifle from the armory and attempted to try and severely wound her. She ended up in a coma for a few days until her abilities kicked in and she managed to pretty much unlock her Valkyrie potential and defended the army then against Savaria. So because of that then, and it came to light that it was down to him that this happened, he was sent into solitary, and as you can see, he kind of regrets his decision, but nevertheless he feels that, you know, what he did was right. Gallia needs that power of the Valkyria to defend himself against. Luckily though, Savaris decided to blow herself up, even though that meant taking away the whole Gallian army, so that's an issue. So here we go, we're going into the next one. Bleach and Yeagers Blockade. Oh. What? No. Oh, no. Oh, God's sake, no. I thought I could go back and fight it. Can I not go back and refight it? No. Oh, God's sake. Ah, okay. Crap. So I can't go back and redo it, and I actually lost the footage from the battle. Crap. Okay, what happened is, unfortunately I can't even use a mouse to show you what happened on the map. Okay, basically there were 4 base camps in the game. Thing, 2 stationed along the top line of that main street, you can just see going about a little bit underneath where the arrow is now. And there were 2 on the south side. You needed to capture all 4 points, which were very heavily defended. There were tanks, they had sandbags, anti-tank turrets and everything else. You needed to capture those points, not only because they were bringing in reinforcements every turn, but because if even one of those was standing still, or still, in enemy hands, Yeager's tank will automatically recover all its health, and so we didn't want that. So you have to basically slog your way through and capture every base camp. But not only that, Yeager's tank was special. It was, first of all, you had to get past his armor. Now, it was completely covered in armor. You couldn't attack its power generator at the back, for example. So you had to basically keep attacking it. It's very heavily armored. Even though we're still at this stage of the game, because I haven't gone off and done the skirmish battles that came up. I've done the extra reports battles, but I haven't done the skirmishes and haven't repeated them. So my stats and weapons aren't as powerful perhaps as they could be, to be fair, but I have no interest in just doing basic skirmishes. So because of that, I have to wear down Yeager's tank's armor until the armor was destroyed and his tank emerged. From there then, it's just facing any other tank. So at the time I managed to get Largo to go behind. He unfortunately died after sending off the first shots into the enemy because of the enemy's friendly fire. But then, Yan? Yan managed to get her in order to destroy the last bit of the health and win the battle. So that was what happened. It was a very tough battle. I wasn't sure how it was going, and I had to eventually learn bit by bit how to do it. So that's unfortunately what's happened. So we're going to have to just continue though and go to true strength. So here we go, guys. That sucks. I really was hoping that we had done the battle.
General Yeager, the battalion has almost completely evacuated, sir.
All right. Then you shall join with them at Randgrees. And tell this to His Grace. The Gallian militia are not to be underestimated.
Yes, sir. You won't be coming with us, sir?
No. I shall not be returning to the Empire again. I placed my lot on Maximilian's army as the swiftest means to reclaim Firald's sovereignty. I thought force could restore our home. That military might was the country's strength. But then I found myself fallen to the Gallian militia. That is when I realized they fight in order to protect their homes, their families. Their dedication to this land is the strength that shall preserve Gallia. Ah yes, tell His Grace another thing. True strength lies not in steel and powder. Volkoff and the Marmota alone will not win this war.
Sir, may the Valkyria watch over you.
And you.
So I have to say, I kind of liked that ending bit. Out of the generals of the Empire, I really liked Yeager the most. The others seemed to be too cold and calculating. It's typical villains. I liked the fact that for him, he was someone who was just simply fighting for his homeland. He wanted to make them independent and regain their sovereignty, and he knew in order to do that, he had to do things a particular way. He needed to fight for the Empire if he had a chance. Whether or not Maximilian was willing to actually give that is a different matter entirely, but I felt he was just the more empathic, because he wasn't doing it for simply because he was the villain or seen as the bad guys. He was doing it for his own people. Then whether it was done the right way, it's neither here or there, but that's what's happened. So one thing I forgot to mention was after the operation, I did manage to pick up a bunch of experience, a couple of medals, and a couple of extra weapons. So I have gone back to town already, to Randgrease, in order to, sort out my people and everything else. So we'll be popping back there shortly. I think there was something I needed to double check if I needed it for the next campaign. Next battle. So first of all, let's do this. The Capital Falls. That doesn't actually sound promising, considering we're already on our way to Randgrease. Apparently the capital's already sank, or, it's under command of the Empire.
Alright, we've broken through Vassal.
We're in striking distance of Randgrease now.
Wilkin, I'm afraid I've got some bad news. The Marmota reached the gates at Randgrease. It plowed through them and into the castle.
No, we're too late.
Great. Okay, so this is what must have happened. So there we go, that's the size of the Marmota. Christ. Okay.
Finale. Shadow of the Valkyria.
New episode has been added. Okay. Personnel tab has been upgraded. Weaponry tab has been upgraded. Okay. So we got a bonus scene here, Jailbreak. I'm guessing that's to do with audio. And yeah, if this is the finale, this must be the last chapter. I had it in my head, because I have, to be honest, I have looked up a little bit about how to do some of the later battles. Like, not a lot, just to have a look to see like how many battles I should be expecting to do after that last one. But unfortunately you guys didn't get to see, so I know there are 2 more battles after this, so but it looks like we're on the final chapter, so hey. So first of all, we're gonna go tab select, we're gonna head back to headquarters. So we're gonna head back into Randgrease in order for us to check out the center now, okay? So as you can see, we haven't got much experience or coins or money, however you want to call it, I did swap around 1 or 2 members. I managed to pick up some new people, so I think, for example, Marina here, she's supposed to be a really good sniper, so I end up getting her. Actually, did I swap your weapon around yet? Yeah. Okay, we'll give her GSR 3R. Well, I think that'll do. I picked up a machine gun along the way as well. Okay, let's go to Rosie. Okay, let's see. So that's what she's got at the moment, and the others just aren't as good. So we'll keep everything going. So I haven't really changed a lot. I think I got 1 or 2 extra members. I can't remember who else there was apart from Marina. I just remember picking her because I saw, oh, she's a really good sniper. So command room we don't need. Training facilities. A lot of my squad is now up to level, I think 2 snipers and the engineers are up to level 15 right now. Oh, no we're not. We're not even that high. So my scouts and my snipers are up to level 14. Everyone else is 13. What I ideally wanted, I remember, is to get my snipers up to level 15, because they give a new order, which is Penetrate, from what I remember coming to reading about. And that would be very useful, because it allows you to get through armor extremely well. Fortunately, I've got there's no way I'm going to be able to afford that. So, we'll just have to accept it to move on. It's going to make the last couple of battles a bit more harder, but we can deal with that. R&D, I've upgraded everything. What I really wanted to do was just come up to the castle front, so then go to the writing on the wall. Since we've got a new chapter, we might be able to get some new stories. We'll see what happens.
Hey! Dropping by to read the writing on the wall? That's a good man.
Oh, it's nice to see you again, Miss Ellett. Here we go, Sue. Miracle recovery for militia and emergency militia draft called. So what we got here? The 3rd Regiment, our correspondence partners in the Gallia militia, succeeded in putting Imperial tank ace General Randy Yeager to rout at Vaso, a stone throws away from the capital. The Yeager defeated, the Empire's invading forces consist solely of the Marmota, still on the advance towards Randgrease's gate, and an accompanying squad following behind it. This miraculous win has given Gallia a spark of the hope that was all but lost after the failure of Operation Maiden's Shield. In the wake of their victory, the militia has taken hold of the Great Vassal Bridge and begun to move out in pursuit of the Marmota. Who's got this one? The Gallian government has issued an emergency draft of all able-bodied Rangreasers to form the last-ditch defensive line against the incoming Imperial dreadnought Marmota. The draft encompasses everyone aged 15 to 29, as well as men of ages 30 to 45. Because of its grave ramifications for Gallia's economy, only Princess Cordelia possesses the constitutional right to enact this 3rd draft. The princess, however, has not been seen in public since her appearance at a parliamentary meeting late last month, and rumours from within Castle Randgrease suggest she may be seriously ill. At present, Prime Minister Borg is handling nearly all of Gallia's political affairs, with his draft proposal bearing his name as well. So, things don't seem to be going too well in the Paris, even though we know Borg has not, has been a bit manipulative. There was also one of them is actually selling off, trying to sell Gallia basically to the Empire, but I can't remember who it was. Was it Borg or someone else?
So, come to make a donation to the Get Ellet's Name on a Book Fund?
Have we got any new reports? No, we don't. We've got everyone. Okay.
Come back and see the writing?
Yep, I'm sure I will, Miss Elliot. Okay, so we've pretty much done everything here. I've upgraded all my troops the best I can. I've got some better quality troops as a result. So we'll just go through these and see what we get. So what we'll do actually is let's save the game. So yeah, this is what happened. This is the one I actually did before recording. As you can see, it was a few bits ago. And then I did try a proper one after attempting numerous tries and that. So I actually recorded the episode originally earlier this month. Unfortunately, I didn't get around to doing it and I've been busy since. So we'll just replace this one for now. So, let's choose this one. Nice mustache.
Your Highness honors me with an audience. I offer my thanks. We Maximilians stand humbly before you. Your Highness, you must allow me to apologize for the somewhat brutish manner of my entrance to your domains.
We'd expect no less from Europa's premier commander, the great Maximilian. To cross our sovereign border with such lightning speed. Your tactics are admirable.
And you are the one they call Borg. You attempt to ally yourself with the Federation. Then you turn over a new leaf and become the Empire's informant.
It is all to ensure that Gallia remain a stable nation, of course. Ours is a small land, as you know. Our fate is made secure by such agreements. The sovereign state of Gallia will accept unconditional surrender and become a vassal state to your empire. In return, by our treaty, and your grace's favor, I, your humble servant Borg, will rule Gallia in your stead.
I'm afraid you're mistaken. what use could we possibly have for Gallia as a vassal state? We, Maximilian, shall be the one to assume the Archduchy, and then Gallia shall be made anew under us.
But we agreed.
Then as sole master of this palace, we shall wake the lance that lies resting within its walls. Volkoff, the key to ruling all Europa.
The lance. How could you know?
My dear princess, Cordelia, you shall serve as our bride. The Valkyrian bloodline, legacy of the great House Rangris, would be a fitting dowry for us, King of Europa.
The Valkyrian bloodline? I see. You wish to ransom Europa with its power.
Indeed. The reverence and respect the people of this continent hold for that ancient blood is undiminished to this day.
Well then, I hate to disappoint you, but this is the true face of House Rangris.
Your Highness, what are you doing?
Shit, it's just got real.
Impossible.
Really?
As you can see, my blood is not Valkyrian. It is Darkson.
Princess, what is the meaning of this?
Okay, so that's a turn up to the books.
Thousands of years passed. The Valkyrie invaded from the north to lay claim to Europa. The indigenous people, the Darkson tribes, fought them for control of this land. But the powers of Ragnite they possessed were too great. The Darkson cities were burned. The struggle continued, though its conclusion was clear. Ultimately, one influential clan among the Darkson tribes defected to the Valkyrie side. The Darkson were defeated and quickly became slaves to the Valkyrie.
And victorious, the Valkyria authored history to blame Darksons for scorching the earth. Of course, then the descendants of that clan of treacherous Darksons lived on as...
Yes, as House Rangris, the Archdukes of Gallia. In return for their betrayal, the Valkyrie established them as the rulers of Gallia. We donned the identity of our masters and were complicit in the Darkson slander.
With a perfect scapegoat, the people quickly acquiesced to new rule. A common tale.
A common tale that has caused me much grief. To face my people deceptively has pained me. Until the day came that I ran from that pain, trading my free will for comfort. Were it not for a single officer's words, I would no doubt still be lost in that conceit. I am bound by neither fate nor duty to obey the false blood within me. I live by my own will. I live for the sake of Gallia and its people. This, and this alone, is my calling.
All the more reason to be my bride.
No. For the sake of my people, I shall see you dead!
What delightful barbarism. Do all Gallian brides share your lust for blood? If you desire safety for your people, it would behoove you to obey me, Highness. The Volkoff is in my possession. To see your homeland burn again, that would be a shame.
So that looks actually pretty interesting. You find out that the Darksons were not responsible for really anything that really happened in terms of scorching the earth. And that, you find out that Cordelia, which for some reason in my head I pictured her as a blonde. I don't know why. To be honest, I was a bit surprised by that. I expected her to be maybe a dark hair because of Cordelia from Buffy the Vampire Slayer, an angel. But I had it in my head that she was blonde, and now you find out her family is a Darksons. You know, that's quite a surprise. I was hoping that they might have had the common sense to think, you know, if Maximilian's coming, all you needed to do is pull out a gun and shoot him in the head, and that would have been easily done, you know? He just walks into the throne room by himself. You know, you could have had a squad of people hiding behind the throne and just shot him multiple times and there. Imperial forces have been defeated. Oh well. Anyway, let's check out a jailbreak and see what happens next.
Has something happened? What's all the commotion?
It's them. The Imperial Army invaded Randgrees.
What?
They crashed through the city walls with a huge tank and drove it into the castle. And now they're doing some kind of work on the tank still half stuck into the castle.
Work on that? Did they learn of the Volkoff's location? No. I can't afford to wait around here. Sorry, but... My chest... It's tight. It hurts.
Hmm? What's wrong?
My heart. Help me.
Are you all right?
Of course he's not.
Hey, talk to me.
I'm sorry. Let go of...
Thud.
Forgive me. I've got to get to Randgrees. I just hope I'm in time.
So what do Valkyria's plan to do? What exactly is this Volkoff that everyone's talking about? Whatever it is, Maximilian plans to basically become king of Europa with it. And that's a very big claim, therefore, especially given the Federation, so therefore this weapon must be really powerful. I think we can just make out a bit of something involving a lot of energy and a lance or something in 4B. So, be interesting to see what we come up with. So we've got stowaway and final preparations. Okay. Let's see what comes up next.
We're drawing close to Randgrees now. As for our plan of attack, once we arrive, focus your attacks on the spot damaged by Sergeant Melchiot in the previous battle. Exploit that, gain access to the interior, and destroy the Dreadnought's engine. Follow?
Yes, Captain.
I'm confident you can do this, soldiers. You are dismissed.
Quite a risky operation.
I know. I'm worried about morale if everyone feels like it's a suicide mission.
We're used to your crazy missions by now, aren't we, guys?
Yeah, you bet. Nothing bothers me anymore now.
And it helps to know that if we can just win this one, our war will be over.
We'll do it for Isara, and all the other friends we lost along the way.
And for all of Gallia's people.
One more victory, and they'll have peace.
Words fail me. Thank you.
All right. Everybody, get ready to deploy.
Almost showtime, huh, Welkin? Militia rides into Randgrees showdown. Mind if I put y'all's story on the radio? I'm afraid I can't go help you fight. But I'd like to do what I can to stand by you, as ace journalist Irene Ellett.
Okay, why not? Our activities are hardly a secret to the Empire at this point. Irene Elliot, huh? I can't remember ever hearing your full name like that.
At least until the war ends and I get married. Then I'll be Irene Kohler, just FYI.
Kohler? Why does that mean familiar?
This'll be my last big assignment as an Elliot. Time to do the old name proud.
New episode has been added, eh? Okay, we're almost there. Next one, Stowaway.
Give me a status report on affixing the lance.
Work should be complete shortly, followed by final testing, sir.
Good. Keep it moving along, soldier.
Yes, sir.
I knew it. They came to the capital to get at the Volkoff. Bastards. You won't have it.
Okay, what I've decided to do is, well, I'm going to save the battles for the next episode. What I'll do is, up until the hour point, or up until the point where we actually have a battle, I will continue doing the episodes. But I think the battle probably will be big enough that I'd rather use the whole episode on it, rather than start now, and then continue later, in the next part. So we'll just be continuing these bits with the video content and that leading up until the battle. And then we'll see about saving it at that point, okay? So whichever comes first, the hour end or the end of the content and ready for the battle. We'll see what happens. So next one is Faith Alive. Start wrapping all of this up, eh guys?
Now, Your Highness, affix your signature to this treaty of marriage. You have no choice if you wish to keep your people safe.
Your Grace, sir!
Be silent. This treaty seals our victory.
Sir, the Gallians have broken through the vassal defenses. General Yeager is defeated. Now the militia is headed here to Randgrease even as we speak.
What?
Aha! Just when you think it was going your way.
Newsflash from Radio GBS, your source for the news. The Gallian militia has faced and thwarted the Empire's defenses at Vassal Bridge. They march now to the capital to liberate it from occupation.
Oh, right! That's my bro, Welkin!
Leon? Why haven't you died yet? Oh my god, Hans! Hans is still going. He's an avian pig, or pigovan, or something like that, but he's been adopted as the official mascot of Squad 7. I can't believe he's still alive and no one's turned him into bacon yet.
Ha! Reckon I did a fair job whipping those kids into shape.
That's one way of putting it. I guess, old man?
Citizens of Gallia, keep your faith alive. Turn and face the threat ahead and fight!
Go, Welkies, go! We're all cheering for you. Now make us proud.
Just as a FYI, if I remember right, Martha is actually from Welkin and Alicia's village that was unfortunately attacked and occupied by the Imperials right near the beginning. Since then, we managed to go in one of the report missions and push them back out of the town. But a lot of the villagers actually sort of came to the town as refugees, so, and including the newborn baby right there.
Belgian, if you're watching up there, your son could probably use a little help.
You knew my father? Huh.
So be it. We shall fight them off ourselves. Quickly, to the Marmota.
Yes, sir.
Last time their war witch had us on the defensive. But now we possess a lance of our own. Let us settle this now for all time.
Your Grace, may the Valkyria protect you. Leave the defense of Castle Randgreaves to me.
Do we look the fool that might trust a dog with so little loyalty to his master as you? Put this man to death by firing squad. The Gallia of tomorrow has no place for him.
Haha, in your face, Borg.
Maximilian, we had agreed. We had an understanding.
All right, come along.
Stop this! Desist at once! Who are you to touch me?
Bye-bye.
Welkin, you are our final hope. Please, I beg of you, make victory yours.
Okay, I'm glad that the Prime Minister Borg has managed to get his just desserts on his way. But now, unfortunately, it leaves us facing the Marmota with this Volkoff lance. What the hell? No. No, 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 don't tell me that is... Oh god, no, not that size. Jesus. We have to fight that? That lance is a lot bigger than Alicia's. I would make a joke about Maximilian obviously overcompensating for something, but Jesus Christ, have you seen the size of that? Oh, okay. Actually, let's save at this point. Because, like I said, I'm going to save the battle itself for the next episode. So since I don't know when the battle's going to start, I'm just going to save, I think, every so often. So I have a feeling it might be in chapter 19. It's still part of the finale, but...
Marmota sighted ahead, sir. Range, 4,000 meters.
That's how big it looks, over 2.5 miles away.
What the? What's that big pointy thing on top?
I've seen that. It's just like the Valkyrian lance, the one that Alicia carried. Look out, Sevens! Clear the Marmota's forward path! Move it!
The Gallian militia is fanned out ahead of us in a line, sir. Range 4,000 meters.
They say that in antiquity, the Valkyria called upon Volkoff's light to crush and subjugate the entire Darkson tribe. The greatest weapon of all time, fashioned into something as pedestrian as a castle tower. How could they have known? And now it awakens. Shouldered by the Marmota we have engineered to bear it. A Leviathan upon the land. Now, know the futility of your struggles. Bow before the terrible light that once scorched the earth.
Holy shit.
The Marmotas fired an unidentified beam of light. Squads 4 and 5 have been wiped out.
No, well, sorry, where were we?
Hot damn! If we'd been one step slower, we'd be a big pile of dust by now.
Stay clear of the front of that thing! Move around to its side!
Dare you face us yet, after that display? We wield power enough to bring any foe to his knees. This is the future face of warfare. To impress the magnitude of our power upon the world, you shall all die gruesomely. Now, cross us if you dare. Our history of unrivaled glory begins here!
Okay. We are facing that? Okay. Right. Okay, so like I said, I'm going to be doing this battle in the next episode of the next video. So, from the looks of it, we've only got these last two. I would say that number 8 looks like it's pretty much the end. So yeah, this is going to be the last, I'd say, video or two, depending on what happens in the content. Before we go though, I'm actually a little bit confused about how the Volkoff works, because it's supposed to be a giant version of the lances that the Valkyria used in battle. We've seen both Savaria and Alicia both use these lances against one another and other foes. So my point is, those lances needed Valkyria blood. They needed the abilities of a Valkyria to be used effectively. Otherwise, if it was just, say, like me or you picked it up, it would just be a very heavy lance thing, and not even that effective in battle as a lance. But you needed the Valkyria blood in order to be able to use it. So how can Maximilian use his Volkoff, which is again a giant Valkyria lance? How can he use it without having any Valkyria abilities or anyone left apart from Alicia? I could understand perhaps if, for example, in ages past, the Valkyria are able to use the ability, but only by sort of combining their powers. I mean, in order to be able to use an energy weapon that powerful, I can imagine it would use dozens, if not a few hundred or more Valkyria joining their powers together to be able to use the weapon in one shot, you know? And it would probably drain a lot of them very quickly to do so. So the idea that, you know, Maximilian was able to come and just simply install the lance onto the Momota, even with its energy cells and that were no doubt needed to be able to just move the Momota, and somehow it's now managed to pick up the energy required to be able to use such a powerful blast. But it doesn't seem to me like it should work without having Valkyria abilities, even on that grander scale. Like I said, I can understand perhaps, you know, the Valkyria combining their powers to be able to use the weapon, but I don't see how Maximilian should be able to use it. But anyway guys, that is the end of the episode. It's a little bit shorter than the hour like I said it was going to be, but the next episode we'll be able to deal with the Momota's end, hopefully be able to destroy the Momota. It does look like now we've got one more battle at 7A, but I can't tell what it's about. Judging from the pictures I can see grayed out, it must involve Maximilian. I don't know, maybe he's going to... I don't know, maybe we found out he's a Valkyria and he's able to use abilities, or maybe he's going to do something else. 7B definitely involves someone or something standing in what looks like a giant lightning storm. So I suppose we're just going to find out next time. But anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode. Thank you for watching and see you next time. Goodbye for now.